So here what we've done then is we've set them up in a triangle and just put fingers through, spread the reds all around, and just carry on with what you're doing on your practice now, Daniel.
Yeah, sometimes I do this and try and do it like 10 times to see like how much I can make each break. And like once I've missed, do the same thing and start again, and I'll like make a total of the points I've scored, and then figure out like if I'm doing that every week or so, then I can figure out if I'm improving with rate building.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that's good thinking. I really do like that pre-shot routine there. It's nice. It gives you a nice feeling for the shot. Mm-hmm. Point the cue, nice and parallel, 1 and 2 and 3, and play the shot. Absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with that at all. You've mentioned sometime, Daniel, that, you know, you're in a situation like this and, you know, you're expected, well, to make a sizable break, even to the point where you clean up. But you say that just occasionally you throw a miss in. Well, why do you think that is?
Well, I think obviously I'm not meant to, but like making the alterations that we've kind of gone through and you've asked me to make, I think sometimes I'm still thinking that during a game situation, even during a match. So I might have a shot like this, which it should be getting 100 times out of 100. And I'm still thinking, I need the Q in the V, in the fleshy part. I need to be thinking that's like the third finger's my trigger finger, which is obviously different to what my grip was before. And then, maybe I also need to bring my cue back a bit further than what I was to help let the cue do the work, because I'm not using my muscles to do the work. So I'm basically not thinking, I need to pot this black, maybe stun off and off at cush. Obviously I've already decided that, to try and get into a gap here where there's a few reds. I'm still thinking about my routine, which is probably part of the reason why I throw the unexpected missing sometimes.
Yeah. So what we're really talking about is here, rather than concentrating on what's happening on the table, we're thinking more about the technique.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite understandable, to be honest, because we have made quite a few changes, even minor changes, but to a player of your level, of your standing, there's still changes that you have to think about. You have to think about them because they're not natural. They're not occurring naturally yet. Given time, hopefully they will. Yeah. So, you know, you're concentrating not so much potting the black, but thinking about delivering that cue where you're aiming. I mean, it's one thing to point the cue in the right direction, which is very important, of course it is. But equally, we've got to deliver the cue in that direction, and that is where the technique comes in. And because you're thinking about that technique, right, as opposed to thinking about, I've got to pot the black, play it with a stun, leave myself on this red, and you're getting somewhat distracted. That is totally understandable while it's the relearning process. So that's the point I want to make. All right? Can I just show you something here where I'd like you to practice? Yeah. Right? So we're not talking about doing anything spectacular. This is quite a simple shot for somebody of your level. But I want you to try and pop this green into this pocket. Make sure your white is dead straight, right? And I want you to try and pop the green and the white in this pocket at the same time. Just have a go. Beautiful. Now, if you can do that 10 times out of 10, I can assure you there's nothing wrong with your cue delivery. All right? Let's see if you can do it again. Same shot. Now that's just showing me there that you have done something marginally different. It could be that we've slightly aimed differently, we've delivered the cue differently, right?
Yeah.
Or an element of both. Just have another go for me. Think about that V. So now you say we've done 3 shots. One spot on.
Yeah.
Another one we missed the green and the white. That one we potted the green and missed the white. That just shows you how demanding this game is or can be, right? Now, we're not trying to con anybody by doing a deliberate miss or anything there. That has happened. And that has happened primarily because the technique we're working on is still relatively new.
Yeah.
All right. And yes, you're right. It can be distracting away from what's happening on the table. But equally, you've just got to practice it and practice until the muscles and the brain work in harmony, right? And we've got this where we don't even have to think about it. And we can really concentrate on what's happening on the table. And that's when we can say our technique is, I've developed it to the point where I can become a very, very good player instead of just a very good player. You know? Okay. Well done. Chuff with that, Daniel. Great stuff.
Thank you.